It is Friday, Labor Day weekend. It's kind of bad when your place of work, which will not be mentioned, is begging for people to come in Monday. But things happen, it's everybody comes up with these perfect little plans to do things cheaper and faster, and then it falls apart in their face, and blah blah blah. But that's the life. That's life. That's the world. It all falls around two words. For some of you, it's God's will. For some of you, it's faith manages. But in my case, it's shit happens. Um, Murphy's Law. All right. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong, and at the worst possible moment. But okay, Friday, 3-day weekend ahead. I should be excited, but here's the problem with holidays and holiday weekends. That last day before it always drags slower. It's like there's Time Lords plotting against you. They've set the TARDIS to, keep time on slow. It's just, put everything at like half speed so it feels like the day is moving like this. Almost like it's eternity. But yeah, here we go. It's Friday. Yeah, another day that we do not have any real Doctor Who news. We now no longer have So now we know that, oh God, War Between the Land and the Sea is not even going to air this year. Yet it was finished last year. I've not heard anything about any reshoots or anything like that on it. Because this thing was done in the can and she had SFX done on it months ago. And yet now we're going to sit on it. And I'm wondering, I can't help but wonder if they're using this as a delaying tactic. To see, okay, we need a plan for the main show. Okay, we've only got, the only thing we got holding them off right now is War Between the Land and the Sea. Well, we got to step that back a little bit. Give us a little more breathing room. All right, okay, we'll move it back to next year. Okay, all right, like I said, you got the wind tunnel tested hairdos, all the other weirdos out there jumping around going, ha, ha, ha. Well, you know what's happening. No, you don't. Well, yeah, that's Newton with, oh, God, I can't believe they killed Newton with Mavity. Please, why did they keep that? It wasn't even funny the first time. And the saddest part was that was added in to pad out that first episode. And I really, it's like, oh. Doctor Who won an Emmy, yeah, for another padded out scene for a dance number that was completely unnecessary. Oh, yeah, had an eyelash go in my eye or something. Mommy, the fat man's going to pluck out his eyeball on camera. Ooh, there's some growth on the planet Baldus today. Just a wee bit of growth here and there. Uh-oh. But, like I said, I got a 3-day weekend looming. And I figure they're going to keep us sitting here all day again. Even though, like I said, it's just no big thing. No, Newton was the laws of motion. Like if for every action there's an an opposite reaction, an object will, in motion or blah blah and all that stuff. Until a force is acted about. Yeah, that's Newton. Einstein was mainly known for the theory of relativity, E equals mc squared, or energy equals mass times the square of the speed of light. Which in speed of light could be 186 miles per second, or 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second, depending on what side of the pond you're on. See, a little bit of my college knowledge stuck. College knowledge. Boom. Okay. Yeah, back then we did not have gender studies degrees. We just had a whole lot of other degrees that will get you nothing. I still can't believe there's an entire school program, gender studies. So let me get this straight. If we line a bunch of people in front of you, you can point and go, okay, that's a guy, that's a woman, that's a man, it's an auger. Why am I so bald? Genetics. You see, what pisses me off more than anything is both my brothers got to keep their hair. Because they got the hair from my dad's side of the family. I got the hair from my mom's side of the family, which is none. Yeah, just about everybody on my mom's side of the family went bald. Yet both, and two, yeah, me and my oldest brother got my dad's height, and my brother got my mom's height. But got dad's hair. The prick. Okay. Oh. They're just better than you. Deal with it. Well, nobody's really better than anyone. I really wish people would figure that out. We all breathe. We all pump blood. Our blood's all red. We're all pink on the inside. And if I yank out a liver, throw it on a table, and I yank out a liver from somebody else on the planet, throw it on the table, you ain't going to tell the difference between the two. Where is Jesse Pinkman? I do not know. I quit watching Breaking Bad after the final episode. I was never into Better Call Saul. I didn't watch El Camino or whatever that hunk of shit was, because as far as I'm concerned, story ended with Walter White. It began and ended with Walter White, so I didn't give a shit about Saul Goodman, and I didn't give a shit about Jesse Pinkman. Heisenberg. Except I have better hats than Heisenberg. All right. I don't know. I keep hearing shit about it, but the thing is, like I said, I don't like getting. It's very rare when I'll get invested in a prequel series. Because, it's like we know where this story is going. And a lot of this stuff was already covered. And this guy must be an AI bite, because I don't know what the hell he's talking about. All right. All I'm hearing, yeah, like I said, I heard some stuff about possible stuff, but guess what? A lot of this possible stuff is going to not tie into the main show, and it's basically going to be looking towards a wider audience. Yeah, look at how well that worked for, like, Cracker Barrel. They said, oh, we're changing the logo, we're changing the whole look of the restaurant, and then wham, $100 million stock loss. Countless complaints on Twitter, and now we're changing the logo back. Okay, but what about the rest of the store? What about the rest of the restaurant? One of the things that, people liked about Cracker Barrel was the atmosphere, along with the food. Cracker Barrel, it's a restaurant chain here in America. Look it up. You can Google it. They serve breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're mainly known for incredible breakfast food. But they also have a little store attached to it where you can get, like, highly overpriced, shitty antiques and shit. Well, I don't think, anybody really after Eisenhower had anything to do with anything going on, because it's called two words. And they brought this up in Independence Day: plausible denial. And we also know this because Kennedy wanted to do a joint space program with the Russians, which I believe is one of the reasons why, he was, executed. And I think it was up there in the list somewhere. And he sent a thing to the CIA and a bunch of the other places demanding, and this was 10 days before he died, November 12th, 1963, look this up, demanding that he get all access to all information about unknown aircraft and all this stuff, or anything, because he didn't want any surprises popping up if this project had gone forward. And sure enough, 10 days after he issued this proclamation, he's dead. I don't know. I've heard crazy theories like Trump is a puppet of the alien space masters, and Melania is actually an ambassador from planet whatever, from the planet of, who knows? Maybe she's secretly Eccentrica Golumbits, the triple-breasted whore of Eroticon 6. She had surgery to blend in. I don't know. And Melania is his secret alien handler, and from the planet Venus. I don't know. I've heard all kinds of crazy shit. Yes, there is life on other planets. There's no way in hell, with how many planets we got just in our arm of the galaxy that are in the Goldilocks zone, that none of them ever evolved intelligent life. It's an arrogant thing that, we as people have, that we just assume we're the only living beings, intelligent beings, in the universe. And it's a crock. Because just think, remember back when they were saying Earth was the center of the universe, and the solar system rotated around the Earth? Then it took them years to convince, no, we rotate around the sun. Then it took them years to convince that the Earth wasn't flat. Ugh. I'd believe it if Elon Musk was. Yeah, he is a little strange. He's a bit eccentric, but aren't all guys who are that rich a bit eccentric? Here's a guy who goes to the bathroom, could probably clap his hands and yell wipers, and suddenly a team appears like the Mario and Andretti. The Mario and Andretti. Yeah, it suddenly appears like a pit crew from NASCAR to clean his ass. And you even hear the air tools going off while they do it. And he's off from the pit. Yeah, he literally takes a pit stop. Yeah, just has a pit crew waiting in the shitter, They even time it to see how fast they can get his ass clean, to get him back on track, I'd believe it if the Kardashians had the same thing, okay? It's just... Now, they could be from another planet. Come on, a group of women whose only claim to fame was Daddy hid the gym bag for OJ? Come on. Or a bunch of quote-unquote, sex tapes that their own mom probably produced. They made millions and millions of dollars off of. Ugh. But that's the wacky, wacky world we live in. Oh, well, folks, we're coming up on time, and I want to get out of here. All right, before we go, though, reminder, I will not be here on Monday, okay? Monday is Labor Day. Here's the problem. Last time we had a foreign object enter the solar system many years ago, and they were claiming it was possibly artificial, and the thing broke up just offside the one orbit of Mars, I think it was. In a bunch of pieces, turned out it was nothing more than a comet or a meteor. So I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it, okay? When I see it on camera with the alien giving me the finger, telling me to get out of his lane, then I'll believe it. Oh, well, it's that time, so please be kind, be calm, be safe, enjoy your weekend. Like I said, I will not be back till Tuesday. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. If you're in America, enjoy the long weekend. And we'll see you all on Tuesday morning. Have a good one.